Steel Insights Live.
Hello and welcome to Steel Insights Live. This is Amit Surana from mjunction, bringing to you latest development, market insights and industry perspective from the world of steel. Let's dive in. The Indian steel market largely remained steady this week as monsoon-related disruptions continue to impact the construction-related activity. In fact, there are early signs of recovery. Demand from infrastructure projects is improving and fresh orders are starting to pick up. Several steel mills have increased rebar project prices by 500 to 750 rupees per ton. At the same time, planned maintenance shutdowns and controlled production in August could tighten supply and support prices. Demand for hot rolled coils is also showing strength, driven by healthy activity from downstream industries. While most buyers are still purchasing based on immediate needs, improving demand and lower inventories could lead to a gradual increase in domestic steel prices through August. In this edition of Steel Insights Live, we bring you two insightful conversations. First, we speak with Mr. T.N. Natrajan, Director Commercial at SAIL, who shares how SAIL is driving digital transformations through customer-focused e-commerce initiatives. He also discusses the company's strategy for expanding value-added steel products and the sectors likely to power the next phase of steel demand in India.
Which end user industries will drive the next phase of steel demand in India?
You see, the flat steel consumption, as India is developing, flat steel consumption it is gradually going up. It is now nearly more than 40K. Okay. So when this flat steel goes for infrastructure development, you will be seeing a lot of transformation of this flat production to long product, like hollow sections pipe. And as far as now, it is expected to grow to 10 million tons bundle sections and so on. And also, when India is the one which will be driving, already they are accounting nearly for 71% of the Indian steel consumption, the infra and construction. And when the construction now moves from RCK to steel structure, that is what that is the developed countries have seen. They have moved from RCK to steel structure. That India should also progress in that way, so that actually the speed of construction in the dense cities, urban cities, it will be quicker and will also be, if you see the life cycle part, it will be the steel construction is cheaper compared to RCK. So I think that is the way the steel construction either through the hollow sections and the structural fabrication that is going to be the next phase of the rest.
We also speak with Mr. Abhigyan Kotnala, CEO of Fort Gloster Industries Limited, on how sustainability is changing steel procurement, the growing demand for green products, and Fort Gloster's efforts to reduce carbon emissions through cleaner manufacturing and sustainable innovation.
What opportunities do you see for Indian industry as sustainability becomes central to steel procurement?
See, right now it's very important how the industry is growing. It's very important how we give a order which are sustainable. It's very important for us. Being from a cable industry, how we can serve to the steel industry, that's also important. And how the steel is growing, that is something very important for us. So the procurement to the steel part is very critical because it's one of the, I think, you can say the L1, L2 or L3, 4 of the spine of any organization or the whole industry that no one talk about. So I think it's very critical in terms of sustainability when it comes to, and procurement is one of the major part. And the integral part of this cable industry when we are here. So obviously the hand in hand is very important. The procurement also becomes very important. So that's how we are also trying to serve the industry in such a manner, and we're expecting the same thing from the steel also. So it's a good thing that the whole system is getting organized in such a manner so that we can go in the sustainable both in terms of how we are doing the procurement here.
Thank you, sir. A follow-up question. So how is Fort Gloster developing products and solutions that support greener industrial infrastructure?
See, it's very physical for the Port Gloster how it has to be done. So major part is how greener can it be done. It depends on the what type of quality of the metal you are using right now. So in specifically in cables, the metal is standardized because we use copper, and that is one thing which is very important. And what type of the quality will be utilized, that's one thing very critical for us.
and parallelly the compounds which are being used into that case. So we trying to use the best compounds who are having a zero carbon emissions, but instead there are a little bit of emissions could be there. How you want to cover it up, it's all depends on in what fast track, and there should be minimum scar into those cables. That's very important for us. And parallelly in the whole terms of the industry, how we are making our plant is using all the solar equipments trying to do that would save the bit of energy, and that's how we are trying to do it. And we are very much clear is that we want to put some on the efforts from our side as a cable industry, and from port to octave it should be a less and less carbon footprint we are, because we are part of it. It's an important factor for us.
So stay tuned to Steel Insights Live for expert views, market insights, and the latest trends shaping India's steel industry. Let's get started.
Steel Insights Live.